Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading an Acheron HSR by me. So let's get into it. The first tremor of illness hits you like a minor aftershock. A subtle tremor deep within your bones. At first, you dismissed it. Maybe it was the byproduct of a long week. But by the time the sun dipped below the horizon, your head was throbbing with a dull, insistent ache. And a dry, persistent cough had taken up precedence in your throat. You stumbled into the kitchen, the simple act of pouring a glass of water, feeling like some monumental task. Each breath was a shallow, painful gasp, and the usually vibrant colors of your home seemed muted, faded. Maybe it was your vision at this point. You don't know what's come over you, but it was certainly inconvenient and horrible. So with a groan, you shuffled back to the living room, collapsing onto the couch. The remote slipped from your fever-weakened grasp, clattering to the floor, and you didn't bother to retrieve it. The thought of bending over, of exerting even that minimal amount of effort, was enough to make your stomach churn. So you just lay there, listening to the unsettling symphony of your own body protesting. Sleep offered no immediate escape either. Every time that you drifted towards unconsciousness, a fresh wave of chills would rack your body, or a particularly violent cough would tear through you, dragging you back to the painful reality of being sick. The hours bled into one another, and you felt like you were in a haze. At some point, you must have finally succumbed to the slumber. You weren't sure how long you'd been out, but a sudden, inexplicable shift in the air stirred you from your feverish daze. You cracked open your eyes, and then you saw her. She stood in the middle of your living room, as if she had always been there, an ethereal silhouette against the muted light. Her long, dark coat billowed slightly around her, defying the stillness of the air, and she was sheathing back her katana. Your fever-addled brain struggled to process her presence. She hadn't knocked. She hadn't come through the door. She was just there. But then again, that wouldn't be the first time this happened. Her eyes were soft as they looked at you, sweeping over your features. "You are unwell," she stated, her voice a soft murmur. You tried to speak, to ask how she got in, to demand an explanation for her sudden appearance. But honestly, you were just glad that you had someone. Even more glad that it was her. She took a step closer, her movements fluid and silent, and she knelt beside the sofa, her gaze unwavering, her hand, cool and surprisingly gentle, settled on your forehead. "Your fever is high." How did you? You managed to croak out, the words barely a whisper. She tilted her head slightly, her long hair swaying. "I felt a disturbance, a shift in the atmosphere around you. I came to ascertain its source. Your mind, despite its twaggy state, had pieced together her words. She hadn't just felt something off, she had felt you. Felt your distress, your illness, from wherever she was typically roaming, the vast, unknowable expanses of the cosmos. You didn't know how that would be possible at all. You didn't understand. There was a lot about Acheron that didn't make sense, but it doesn't matter that much to you. This was profoundly touching in its own way. And so without another word, she stood, You watched as she moved around, and you heard the quiet click of the faucet, the soft clatter of a glass. She returned moments later, a fresh glass of water in one hand. "Drink this," she instructed. "It will alleviate the immediate discomfort." You took the glass, your hand trembling slightly, and she gave you a pill. You took it and downed it with water. She then retrieved a clean cloth from somewhere and dipped it in cool water, and then she gently began to press the damp cloth to your forehead, then to your neck, her movements precise and comforting. "Rest now. I will remain," she murmured, her voice soothing. You wanted to tell her something, to tell her that she didn't have to stay, to ask about her travels. It's been a while since you met. About this disturbance that she felt, how she could sense you. So many light years away? You don't understand it, but as you took the medicine, you were also beginning to fall back in this deep slumber again. And you were just content to believe that it was simply because you were soulmates that she was able to sense you and to sense your discomfort. And when you finally woke up, she was still there, sitting in your armchair, perfectly still. Your fever has receded. I can feel that. Thank you, Acheron. Really. Thank you. I don't know what I would have done. She merely nodded. It was necessary. I couldn't have left you alone. But seriously, how did you know? She smiled softly, sitting down next to you and holding your hand. I will try to explain one day. But for now, I suppose it doesn't make much of a difference. For now, you can suppose it's because of my heart that is connected to your own. You blushed brightly, and she kissed your forehead. "I've made you soup. I'll go get you a bowl," she said, getting up and leaving you in a trance, completely and utterly in love. Thank you guys for listening, and I hope you liked this video. And I will be doing more Honkai Star Rail characters. I just finished all of the Trailblaze quests yesterday, and honestly I want to talk about it a little bit, but I will probably be talking about that more on my gaming channel. I just want to say that I cried a lot. Like, I do cry a lot. I'm an easy crier, but that was a lot. It was so good. And I will probably be doing Finon because I'm absolutely obsessed with him. Anyway, with that little update, I'll see you guys later. Bye.